Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Drinks with Johnny. I have a very special guest, my very, very close personal friend, Mr. Brooks Wackerman. Thanks for doing the show, brother.
Thank you.
It's very cool of you. Very cool of you. All right, so we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah.
I know your drink of choice. I didn't even have to ask you.
The Wackerman.
The Wackerman.
Too. Yeah.
You get some ice.
Yep.
We got your favorite Malibu rum here. Yeah, it's a
not
tasty
so
treat for you, bud. So there's not really a measurement pour or anything on that. You're just gonna take your cocktail glass and you're gonna do about 75% Malibu, 25% pineapple juice.
It's all about the balance.
It's all about the balance.
Yep.
You're gonna throw that in there. We're gonna take a beautiful flamingo stir for you.
That's
Stir that up real nice.
New accessory for me.
Yeah. So what is it about Malibu rum and pineapple for you, man? I mean, I've made these for you a couple times on the road.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I've never been much of a drinker, and I don't like hard alcohol. So I'm just more of a tropical man when it comes to my beverages with the guys.
Dropping
and you're
cherry.
adding a cherry. Wow.
I'm adding a cherry
So
and a pineapple slip.
Flamingo, cherry. These are new
Oh
accessories.
yeah,
for me. I
no,
love it.
you're not even ready for this, dude. Watch this.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on.
And now you're
man.
on the beach, motherfucker.
I absolutely
go.
love that. Thank you. Thank you.
So that's
Cheers.
basically Malibu rum, pineapple juice, pineapple garnish, and a cherry. What do you think,
So
man?
good.
Is that Wackerman approved?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very
1
welcome.
million%
I'm gonna make myself
Wackerman.
one now too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in for another sip.
You keep drinking them. So I got a pink one. Let's cheers it up here, brother. To the Wackerman. Thanks for doing
Thanks
the show.
for having me.
Of course.
Pleasure. I've been waiting for the call.
I don't know, man. I can't drink this. I'm not gonna drink that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
After
not my
all that
thing.
work
It's not my
and-
thing.
and
It's
heart
not my
that
thing.
you put in that
I'm gonna make
glass?
myself a Bloody Mary.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Johnny Christ.
All right. Well, on that note, let's move it over to the couch.
Please.
I want to really get to know you more than I've ever got to know you before. Let's go all the way back, man. Let's start
gonna
at
get
the
dark.
fucking beginning. Oh yeah. I want to know about your childhood, my man. You know, I know that you have older brothers. You're the youngest of how many again?
4.
4.
Yep, I'm the baby of
And there's
boys.
music all throughout your family. Your dad is an awesome drummer.
Yes, and music educator, and has been for over 60 years now.
So what was that like? What was that household like growing up? I mean, like, what was your environment?
So it wasn't as chaotic as you would think, because I'm significantly younger than the closest brother in age to me. So my brother John is about 12 years ahead of me. So, well, if I could take a detour here, when my mom was alive, I said, you know, so what was going on with the 12-year hiatus there? And she immediately said, "You were not a mistake, Brooks."
That was her answer with that?
Yeah, it just like full on, you know, like someone that had Tourette's, like she just, "You were not a mistake."
Yeah, it was
So-
automatic. Like, you didn't even get the question.
Yeah, so
was-
clearly I was an oopsie.
The best oopsie ever, man. I gotta cheers to that.
Thank you. Here, let me grab
We wouldn't
my-
have
Malibu rum and
Brooks
pineapple.
Wackerman without that fucking story right there.
20 million years ago, an ape-like creature inhabited the earth.
What was your very first band? What was it called? What was the experience like that? Your very first, even just garage band kind of thing?
My very first band was called TNT.
TNT.
A very original name. So you've seen the show Growing Pains.
Yes.
Ben Seaver's brother, Jeremy Miller, was our singer in the band. And Josh Freese's brother Jason, who plays in Green Day, was the keyboard player in that band. So I grew up.
So
with
it was
Jason.
your first band was full of all-stars already.
In a way, yeah. So, but we were playing all covers. There was nothing original. I mean, I think it was 8 or 9, so I gotta give myself some slack here.
You know.
But we were playing like Whitney Houston, Missing Persons,
Wait.
Huey Lewis.
The dude
and
was
News.
singing Whitney Houston covers?
Well, we had 2 singers.
Okay.
We had Ben Seaver from Growing Pains.
Yeah.
And we also had this gal named Emily who sang the Whitney Houston songs.
Okay, I was gonna say, dude,
But
if he could pull that off, that'd be pretty fucking
that
impressive.
band would have never broken up had he been able to sing Whitney Houston. I can tell you that much. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my first band, and we got a gig at the Good Time Theater at Knott's Berry Farm over spring break, and we were playing these cover songs with Snoopy on stage, dancing to our.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Is that Snoopy on stage? Is that part of the Camp Snoopy? Is that like over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Awesome. I just took my son there last year. So
there's a lot that you don't know about me, Johnny.
No, that's what I'm talking about. This is why we're sitting here. I want to get into the shit that I don't know.
You give me a cup of pineapple and Malibu rum, and
What was the band with the kid from Terminator 2?
So that was my other band with an actor as a singer, and it called Bad for Good.
Bad for Good, that's right, yeah.
And Steve Vai produced us. So that was my next, quasi-legitimate band, and we were signed to Interscope. Did a record for them.
And how old were you at this time?
I think it was 12.
You're 12 years old.
Yeah.
You're in a band that's signed to Interscope, and Steve Vai is your producer.
Yes. Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
I was at that time,
insane.
like what I daydreamed about during PE was coming true. So
absolutely.
I was very grateful, and just the fact that Steve Vai was producing it, and I at that point was trying to find a band that did originals and was serious about playing and musicianship as much as I was. So I finally found these guys, and yeah.
When you joined the band, and I heard about this story too, I was like looking at it, and obviously you have to go and look at some of these promo shots these kids had. It was epic. You got to see what Brooks looked like at this time.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. It was. You were gorgeous. You were one of the hottest chicks I've ever seen.
The back of our cover, for some reason the photographer wanted us to take our shirts off, and we were like 12 years old. Yeah, it never felt right. So
I couldn't imagine it would feel right. Just you describing it sounds fucking terrible.
But we were so young.
I know, you didn't know. You're like, whatever, we're gonna look cool, man.
We're gonna look cool, but anything but. Yeah, it just looked unhealthy.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Each one of us must make up his own mind. It isn't easy. What do you think?
Bad for Good takes its course, and then you're moving on to other things. How old were you, and which came first, Suicidal or Infectious Grooves?
Infectious Grooves came next. So we were rehearsing at the same rehearsal spot, Mates in LA.
Yeah, I know Mates.
I'm sure at some point.
Any musician in Southern California knows.
Has rehearsed at Mates. Yeah. So Bad for Good was rehearsing there. Robert Trujillo is rehearsing with Suicidal or Infectious, one of the two, next door to us. And he's listening to me play during a break. And he's very complimentary about what he hears. So I meet him during a break, and he told me that Infectious was having drummer auditions that month. And Bad for Good at the time was kind of winding down, and we did one record, and no one was really happy, and I think our guitar player was moving on. So I was looking for something new and different, and I loved Infectious Grooves, and the band just hit, and so I learned my 4 or 5 songs and auditioned, and luckily got the gig.
Robert Trujillo is like one of the best of all time.
He's I mean, I've learned a lot just as a rhythm section player, playing with him, and he's definitely so unique with how he approaches the bass, and
Seriously, no bullshit. It's literally one of my favorite bassists of all time, and universally recognized as one of the best of all time as a
Agreed.
fucking bass player.
Hands down.
He's that much of a man about it. When you listen to the Infectious Groove stuff, with the rhythm section between you and him doing stuff is just, it's violent and funky. So then you're now in Infectious Grooves, and how did it come to be the Suicidal stuff? I mean, I know that it's their sister bands and everything like that, but it's not like it was, you're in Infectious Groove, you're automatically going to be in Suicidal. So how did that happen?
So I was playing with Infectious for about maybe 3 or 4 years, and Mike Muir and Robert are both in Suicidal. They broke up briefly, and then Mike decided that he wanted to reform Suicidal, and Jimmy wasn't available, so he asked if I would be into playing in both bands. And Infectious always toured less than Suicidal, so I had the time, and I loved ST. So
Yeah. When did you get your first bandana?
in, I think, Rio de Janeiro, during a photo session. It was interesting because I always looked like I should be in a indie rock band, especially back then. Like I always looked like I should be the guy playing drums for Weezer.
Yeah.
And I think Mike Muir was amused by the fact that I could play punk rock drums at these like furious tempos, but I looked so studious,
Yeah.
behind the kid and my fashion.
You look like the fucking accountant.
I look like a fucking accountant. Yeah. I was the guy in Suicidal Tendencies that always got questioned by security at venues because I did not look, even though I had the credentials on, I did not look like I should be
Anywhere
playing
near
in,
that,
in
yeah.
Suicidal. Maybe that was the appeal. It
Yeah.
was just like I out crazied everyone just by my, my academia look.
Yeah.
His chance of promotion depends a great deal on how well he fits into the teamwork.
So the next chapter of Brooks Wackerman is going to be BR, right? Bad Religion.
Yeah.
Walk me down the line of Bad Religion.
I'll take you down that alley. So after playing with Suicidal for about 3 years, I moved on and was just trying to find something different stylistically. And Brett Gurwitz heard that I was not in a band at that time, and a few drummers recommended me to the BR camp. I think Travis Barker was one, Josh Freese, and Fletcher from Pennywise put my name in Brett's ear. So kind of a random mix of...
Let's pump the brakes real quick.
Yeah.
How did you know all those guys before?
From Warped Tours.
Warped Tour, just like the pool that every musician knows each other from. It's a shame that that's not...
I know.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Hail to Kevin Lyman.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That was a hotbed for musicians. It's like where everyone connected
Yeah,
with
I
each
may
other.
not be sitting on your leather sofa if it wasn't for
I wouldn't
Kevin
have a
Lyman.
leather sofa if it wasn't for fucking Warped
True.
Tour.
You would probably have a suede
Yeah,
sofa,
if I was lucky.
because
Maybe
of
even
the
corduroy.
cost.
Have you ever seen a corduroy sofa?
Is that more economical?
I don't know.
A futon. You probably have a futon.
I'd have a futon.
Yeah.
Drinks with Johnny on his fucking futon. It also turns into his bed. And so how many
ready.
years were you with Bad Religion?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, I think I did 7 records with them.
So that's easily your first marriage, really.
Yeah, first marriage. Yeah.
Now kiss the bride.
You're in Bad Religion at this point.
Yeah.
In the midst of this 15 years marriage.
With counseling.
How the fuck did you meet Jack Black and become the drummer of Tenacious D?
It's the rise of the phoenix. It's the power of the time. And you know when you've seen us, Tenacious D is there.
I put out an ad in the recycler. It said, drummer of Bad Religion is searching for a comedy duo with rhythm section, preferably with 2 actors in it, one bald, one not. Call Brooks Wackerman, Seal Beach, California. 562-594-8661.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that your number back in the day?
It was.
Jesus,
Yeah.
you just let it out there. But I hope it's not your phone number now.
That's still my phone number. Yeah. Yeah. I really like people, so.
Give this man a call. You're gonna have to change your number after we release this video.
So what happened was Warren Fitzgerald played on the first Tenacious D record.
He did?
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played electric guitar on it. And he introduced me to Kyle at a show probably 5 years before I got the call from Kyle that he remembered me and was interested in having me be a part of Tenacious D. And I was blown away because he wasn't a guy that I ran into periodically in that 5-year period.
Yeah.
So, it was a time elapse. And so, yeah, let's get together and see what comes out of it. Got together and it felt great. And so I got the gig.
And you're still in contact with Jack and Kyle, obviously?
Yeah, no, they're friends for life.
They do the kind of things you expect of your friends. Friends. That's it.
Let's talk about your more recent marriage with Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
So we started putting feelers out. Talked to Dione, our tour manager, who is obviously a good friend of yours as well. And he suggested Brooks Wackerman. At the time, we had no idea that you had any intentions of leaving Bad Religion. We were like, wow, he'd be interested in that? Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell me how that felt on your side of things?
Didn't know what I wanted to do that year, but I was, keeping my options open for kind of transitioning into something new. So, I mean, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. So, yeah, I think eventually talked to, I didn't talk to Matt until we went out to dinner. And you weren't there.
I wasn't there. It was not the dinner I was at, because I was at another dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the second dinner.
I think I was at the second dinner. Was it sushi, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was sushi. So anyways, fast forward, we get together and play a few songs. And I think we had the rehearsal hall for 2 days. I don't think I've ever divulged this, but I wasn't satisfied with my playing the first day when we got together. And after the audition, I didn't know if it was going to work out or not. The execution wasn't there, or maybe I don't know. It was. I think I was just doing like a mind game with myself. So, luckily we had another day, and I personally felt like my playing was better the second day than the first day.
To be honest, I didn't remember that there was 2 days until you just said it.
Yeah.
I only have the one day in my head, and I don't know which one of those it is.
Right.
But I just remember going into that room with the white wall behind it, and we fucking jammed out some songs, and I was like, killer, man, let's do this.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting how one can paint a picture of something, and it doesn't translate.
Your experiences are in the same room are different than mine.
Right.
That's
and we don't know each other,
concept.
so we don't have that communication established yet. But
let's just thank you for being on the show, for being in the band, making my life a fucking much better place.
It's good to go down memory lane with you, Johnny.
Absolutely, man.
This isn't a very unusual scene. You've probably been to parties like this yourself. Lots of them.
I asked the fans on my Instagram for some fan questions that I would like to rapid fire off with you.
Yeah. And
we'll just go through as many as we can.
Okay.
And hopefully we got some good ones in there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Something about you's looking good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but you've got a swag about you. You're ready for these questions.
Yeah. No, I'm prepared. I'm eager to see what the world is about to ask me, and yeah. So it's been a while since we've done the Q&A.
California Intensifies wants to know, what's the weirdest thing a fan has told you?
The weirdest thing since being in Avenged Sevenfold has been, although I do agree with it, is I am the Ryan Gosling of metal.
Derelict's Jolene wants to know, what's your favorite fish?
Octopus.
Ooh, is an octopus a fish?
Oh, I'm sorry. Get a little sippy.
Yeah, get it into you. Jakia wants to know, were you born Whacker Boy, and then as you grew up, you became Whacker Man?
No.
Shiver Me Gingers wants to
That look in your eye before you said shiver me gingers.
Shiver Me Gingers.
Yeah.
I love your tag, bro. Or woman, I actually don't know. Fuck one, marry one, kill one. The rest of the band.
I guess I'll have sex with you.
Okay,
That's
cool,
one.
cool.
Yeah. Because I see you.
Yeah, right now, yeah. I look
You
pretty
seem-
good right now. You've
yeah.
had a couple Brooks Wackermans. You ready to go?
Yeah. Kill one? Oh man,
You got to. Gun to your head, bro.
I have to kill one. Okay.
You can kill me. Fuck Brian.
I'll kill you.
Okay.
I'll kill you after because.
You'll kill me after you fuck me?
Yeah. So, because then I'll kill two birds with one stone.
I
you know?
get it. I
Like,
get
so,
it. And who are you gonna marry then?
I'll marry you. Too. So it's all you.
That's an answer for you.
You're going to be tired. Yeah.
Fiction the Rev would like to know, would you ever consider using your old nickname, Thunderskin, as a stage name in Avenged Sevenfold?
I'm going to politely say no because Jack Black coined that moniker for me.
Okay.
So it would feel disingenuous
Yeah.
for Matt to say, and on drums tonight, we got Thunderskins coming at you, you know?
Eversyo wants to know, why does Brooks dress like an old man not in the metal scene? I mean, I don't get the question though. I mean,
Yeah.
you're pretty metal to me right now.
I may not be as metal to the masses, but
Metal of the Masses. Is that
Metal
a band?
of the
That's
Masses.
gotta be a band name.
yeah.
McCullers Chan wants to know,
What names?
I don't know, you're your fans too, man.
Sounds like a,
McCullers Chan
sounds
wants
like
to
an
know.
independent movie.
McCullers Chan wants to know, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, who your top 5 drummers are.
Danny Carey, Buddy Rich, Tony Williams, I'll say Gene Hoglan in the metal world, and Vinny Caliuta.
Wow. It's quite the list.
Wait,
Louis,
octopus is a mollusk, right?
I guess you would, I just know it's not a fish.
I think
I'm
that's
sure
what
it's a
mollusk is.
mollusk.
It's like a slimy sea creature.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is pissing me off right now.
You want to Google it? This is gold.
It's not a fish, it's a mollusk.
There you go.
Damn.
There you go. Hey.
My favorite mollusk, octopus. Eat it. Yeah. Go ahead, Johnny.
Jess Morano wants to know, who in the band is funniest when drunk?
You.
That was a layup.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thanks again for checking out another episode of Drinks with Johnny. I had a really good time here with my guest, Brooks Wackerman. Thanks for being
Thanks
on
so
the show,
much for
man.
having me, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, thanks for doing the show. Everybody out there, cheers.
Take a lift.
That was so aggressive.
I tried so hard not to laugh immediately, so at least we could use it and cut it out. Take a left.